Waking up with new belief, why morning affirmations can change your life. There's a quiet truth most people never talk about. The way you start your morning sets the tone for your entire day. And let's be honest, most mornings in real life don't begin with birdsong and sunshine. They begin with buzzing alarms, stressful text messages, and leftover worries from yesterday. So let me ask you something. What's the first thing you say to yourself each morning? Is it, "Ugh, here we go again. I'm already exhausted"? If that sounds familiar, I want to invite you to try something simple. Just 3 minutes each morning, to speak to yourself with kindness. To say a few positive affirmations out loud. And here's the amazing part. After just a few weeks, the world you see begins to shift. Affirmations are short, clear, intentional phrases you say to yourself. They're not about wishful thinking or denying reality. They're about gently guiding your mind towards something healthier, stronger, and more hopeful. Research from Carnegie Mellon University, 2013, shows that people who practice daily self-affirmations handle stress better, have stronger immune responses, and make wiser decisions. Another study from UCLA, 2016, found that when participants said things like, "I am worthy of love," "I can handle this challenge," the regions of their brain responsible for emotion and self-awareness lit up in MRI scans. Your brain literally starts to rewire its belief systems. And guess what? At any age, 55, 65, even 75, your brain can still learn new things. That process is called neuroplasticity, and it means you have the power to reprogram yourself, starting every single morning. Mary, 63, reborn through self-affirmation. Mary lives in Oregon. After retiring and losing her husband, she fell into a quiet, heavy sadness. Each morning, she woke up with a sense of emptiness and dread. One day, after watching a short video about meditation and affirmations, she decided to give it a try. No big commitment, just 3 sentences written at night, spoken out loud in the morning. The first time, she felt silly. The second time, she laughed at herself. But by the second week, something shifted. She stopped blaming herself when she made mistakes. She started going for walks again. By the next month, she joined a yoga class for seniors. 3 months later, she became a volunteer, helping other older adults who felt alone. Mary says, "I didn't change the world. I just changed my mornings. And that changed everything. A new habit, a new companion." Here's how you can start. It only takes 3 to 5 minutes each morning. Step 1. Pause, sit, breathe 3 times. No phone. No TV. Just sit, breathe deeply, and relax your shoulders. Step 2. Choose 3 positive affirmations. Pick simple, emotional phrases that speak to what you need right now. I am loved, even when I'm not perfect. I can do something good today, even if it's something small. I am stronger than I think. My age is a gift, not a burden. Step 3. Say it out loud, look in the mirror if you can. This helps your brain register the words as real, not just imagined. Step 4. Write it down, name a feeling. Ask yourself, how do I feel when I say these words? Don't judge. Just notice. What you're building is emotional awareness, and that's one of the most powerful skills for living a happier, more meaningful life as we grow older. The benefits after 21 days, you'll feel the shift. After just 21 days, you'll begin to notice. You react more calmly when things don't go your way. You're more forgiving, both toward yourself and others. You appreciate the little things around you more deeply. And most importantly, you start to feel reconnected with yourself. You can't control the weather. You can't change the past. But you can choose how you speak to yourself every morning. And that, just that, might be the beginning of a whole new chapter in your life. There's no age too late to start over. If you're hearing this, maybe this is the sign you've been waiting for. If you're ready, drop one positive affirmation you'll say to yourself tomorrow morning in the comments below. I'll read every one, and you'll see, you're not alone. Hit like, subscribe, and share this video with someone you love. Because maybe, just maybe, they need a little light to start their day, too. 5 powerful quotes that can instantly shift your mindset. Have you ever heard a quote, and in that moment, everything just clicked? Our mindset shapes our entire life. And sometimes, just one powerful line, heard at the right time, can change the direction of your future. Today, I'm sharing 5 powerful quotes that, if you understand them and apply them, can transform the way you think almost instantly. These aren't cliches. These are the quiet truths that successful people, resilient people, and joyful people live by. Quote 1: You can't control the waves, but you can learn to surf. Life is like the ocean. Some days it's calm, some days the storm comes out of nowhere. And let's be honest, most of us have felt like we're drowning at some point. Let me tell you a true story. In 2020, when the pandemic hit, a man named Tom Anderson, 58 years old, living in Chicago, lost his job. He had worked in retail for over 25 years. He wasn't young. Didn't have fancy degrees. Didn't know much about technology. And in just a few weeks, everything he once relied on was gone. But Tom did something most people his age wouldn't dare do. He didn't fight the wave. He didn't sit around blaming the world. He learned how to surf. He started watching YouTube videos, basic accounting, Excel skills, how to create financial reports. At first, he didn't understand a thing. But he committed to just 30 minutes a day, for 3 months straight. Eventually, he landed a freelance accounting gig for a local grocery store. 1 year later, he was working remotely for 4 small businesses, making more than 1.5x his old income. Tom didn't change the circumstances. He changed himself to adapt to the circumstances. That is the mindset of a surfer. Why is this quote so powerful? Because it shifts your mindset from victim to creator. It reminds you, you can't control the world, economy, people, health, the unexpected. But you can control how you respond. And that control is where all real change begins. A study from Harvard found that people with an acceptance-based mindset, instead of resisting reality, have stronger mental health and bounce back faster from crises like job loss, divorce, or major setbacks. How to learn to surf in real life. 1. Write down what you can't control, and let it go. The stock market. What your kids do. What others think of you. Write it. Cross it out. Say, I don't control this. 2. List 3 small actions you can take today. Send 2 job applications. Learn 1 new skill. Go for a 20-minute walk to clear your mind. 3. Every morning, ask yourself, what can I ride through today, instead of letting it drown me? Final message for this quote. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready. The waves will come, whether you like it or not. But if you learn how to surf, you won't just survive. You'll rise higher than you ever imagined. Life will always be unpredictable. You can't stop the waves. But you can train your mind and strengthen your spirit to ride through them with grace. Question 2. You're not too late. You just started later than others. Have you ever felt like you're behind in the race of life? Like everyone else has already figured it out. They've got houses, careers, stable lives. And you? You're still trying to find your way. Maybe starting over. Maybe starting from scratch. You ask yourself, am I too late? Is it too late to begin something new? Do people even start at my age and actually succeed? Well, today, I want to tell you something. You're not too late. You just started later than others, and that's not wrong. Meet Linda, age 62, from Michigan. A retired accountant. A single mom who spent most of her life raising kids, working hard, putting everyone else first. When her children grew up and left home, Linda felt empty. Until one day, she stumbled upon some old sketchbooks from high school. She picked up a pencil again, at first, just to pass the time. But slowly, her drawings grew more expressive, more soulful. 3 years later, Linda held her very own solo art exhibit at a local gallery. And people didn't just like her art, they felt something in it. They felt her. In an interview, Linda said, "If I had started at 20, maybe I would have had better technique. But because I started at 60, every painting holds a lifetime. It's not just art, it's me." Think you're too old to learn something new? Science says otherwise. A study from Stanford University shows that older adults don't just learn, they learn deeper. Why? Because they're able to connect new information with a rich library of life experience. Dr. Laura Carstensen, a renowned expert in aging psychology, puts it this way. We don't lose our ability to grow. We just need to learn in ways that fit our age and our depth. In other words, you're not falling behind. You're just learning differently. Need proof? Grandma Moses started painting at age 76. She became a world-famous artist and kept painting until she was 101. Colonel Sanders, founder of KFC, failed hundreds of times and didn't hit real success until he was 65. Ray Kroc didn't start building the McDonald's empire until he was 52. They were all told, it's too late. But they kept going. Because they believed. There's no perfect time to start, only the courage to begin where you are. Too many people live in the shadow of the words what if. What if I had started earlier? What if I had made that change 10 years ago? What if I was more like them? But here's the truth. What if is a cage? And the key? It's starting today, with your story, not someone else's. Every person has a rhythm. Some flowers bloom at dawn. Others don't open until dusk. And both are beautiful. If you're 50, 60, 70, or beyond, and want to start again, here's how. 1. Write down 3 things you've always wanted to do, but never had the chance. Don't worry if they sound silly. If it lights you up, it matters. 2. Pick one, and break it into the smallest first step. Want to learn to draw? Buy a pencil and sketch for 10 minutes a night. Want to write a book? Jot down one story each morning. 3. Find someone who gets it. Not a crowd. Just one real connection. Maybe it's an online group or a friend who believes in you. 4. Make it joyful, not pressure-filled. This isn't a race. This is a return to yourself. No one gets to tell you you're too late. There's no deadline on passion. No expiration date on purpose. If you're hearing these words right now, you're right on time. You still have time to turn your dreams into reality. You don't need to move faster than anyone. You just need to keep moving. And if this message speaks to your heart, drop a comment below. Because it's never too late to begin again. I'm starting over, in my own way. Comparing yourself to others only drains you. Everyone blooms at a different time. A Stanford study found that people who believe everyone grows at their own pace are 40% more likely to reach their goals. It's not about how fast you move, but about moving in the direction that's right for you. You're not tired from doing too much. You're tired from doing things that don't matter. This quote stopped me in my tracks. I was just mindlessly scrolling, but somehow, it hit home. It gave a name to that empty feeling I had carried for years but never knew how to describe. And I know I'm not alone. Do you ever feel this way? You're busy all day, but by evening, you feel numb. You get through your to-do list, but feel no pride. You feel like you're running on a treadmill, moving fast, going nowhere, unsure what it's all for. Maybe the problem isn't how much you're doing. Maybe it's that none of it feels meaningful. A real story, just for you, Richard, age 60, Florida. Richard was a senior engineer in the oil and gas industry. For 30 years, he worked non-stop, rarely taking more than 2 weeks off a year. He had a high income, a high-ranking position. But then, he got sick. After heart surgery, he said something I'll never forget. I looked back and realized, I spent my whole life building someone else's dream. And I never had one single day where I lived by my values. Burnout doesn't come from working too hard. It comes from working without meaning. Science backs this up. In a Yale University study, researchers found that Green Square people who worked 50 hours a week but felt their work had meaning were 3x less likely to experience burnout than those working only 35 hours a week in meaningless jobs. Why? Because when your work connects to your core values, you feel anchored, alive, and aligned. But when it doesn't, you become a machine just trying to get through the day. Ask yourself, honestly, these 5 questions. 1. Do you wake up feeling excited or heavy? 2. Have you ever wondered, why am I even doing this? 3. Do you often check the clock, just hoping the day would hurry up and end? 4. When you retire, would you proudly tell your grandkids about this job? 5. Do you feel like what you do today helps someone, even in a small way? If most of your answers are no, then maybe, what you're really missing isn't time, money, or motivation. It's meaning. So how do you bring meaning back into your work? Step 1. Write down your top 3 personal values. Be honest. Don't list what society wants, write what you truly care about. Examples: freedom, creativity, helping others, learning, peace, family. Step 2. Compare those values to your current work. Ask yourself, how much of my daily work reflects these values? If none of them show up, you may be draining your energy without even realizing it. You don't have to quit your job today, but you can infuse purpose into the work you already do. If you're in an office, think about the end customer you're helping. If you work in finance, think about how you're giving people peace of mind with better decisions. If you're doing a temporary job just to pay bills, use that income to fuel something that brings you alive. Add purpose to the process. Connect what you do to why you care. Real life story, Linda, 65, California. Linda was a hospital receptionist for over 30 years. Her job was repetitive, same thing every day. But she chose to turn that routine into a source of connection. Every morning, she greeted each patient with a smile. At lunch, she wrote down 3 good things from the day. Every week, she studied psychology to better understand people. She said, "I'm not a doctor, but I'm the first person a patient sees. I can be the first light they receive on a dark day. And I'm proud of that." Your job doesn't have to be fancy to be meaningful. It just has to reflect something real inside you. So if you're feeling tired, unmotivated, or stuck, maybe it's not about doing more. Maybe it's about coming back to what truly matters. You're not tired because you're doing too much. You're tired because you're doing without feeling alive. So start small. Add a little more meaning. Add a little more connection. Add a little more gratitude to whatever you're doing. And you'll see. Your energy starts to come back. You don't need a long break. You just need to live more authentically. If this message touches your heart, share this video with someone who needs it. They might not say it out loud, but they're running on empty in a life that feels meaningless. You're not good at it today. Doesn't mean you'll never be. That, right there, is one of the most powerful beliefs of all. The growth mindset. When you say, I can't, you shut the door. But when you say, I can't, yet, you open a path. So many people label themselves. I'm not tech savvy. I'm not a good communicator. I'm too old to learn something new. But those labels? They're not facts. They're just stories you've told yourself for too long. Let me tell you about Raymond, 67 years old. He was a truck driver for over 30 years. After retirement, he felt bored. Lost. One day, his granddaughter said, "Grandpa, you tell such great stories. You should post them on TikTok." At first, Raymond didn't even know how to open the app. Didn't know how to record. Didn't know how to edit. But he tried. His first video? The audio was off, the lighting was bad. But he didn't quit. 6 months later, Raymond has over 500,000 followers. Just by telling simple, heartwarming stories. And he said something beautiful. I didn't know I'd be good at this. But I gave myself permission to learn. Dr. Carol Dweck at Stanford University found that people with a growth mindset don't see failure as who they are, but as a step forward. Our brains can form new connections at any age. It's called neuroplasticity, the amazing ability to grow, adapt, and evolve. So how do you live with this mindset every day? 1. Change how you talk to yourself. Instead of saying, I'm not good at this, say, I'm learning how to get better every day. 2. Track progress, not perfection. Every day, write down one thing you did better than yesterday. Today I handled email more smoothly. Today I spoke up with more confidence. 3. Look for real-life proof. Find someone like you, in your age group, in your situation, who learned a new skill successfully. And remember, if they could do it, so can you. No one is born skilled. They become skilled because they allow themselves to begin. To be awkward. To fail. And to keep going. You're not too old. You're not too late. You're simply in the next chapter. And you have every right to write it your way. Point 5. Don't wait for motivation. Build a habit. Have you ever felt super excited to start something new, only to quit just a few days later? It's not because you're not smart enough. It's not because you didn't try. It's because you were relying too much on motivation, that fleeting spark of emotion. Motivation is like caffeine. It helps you start, but it won't carry you to the finish line. It depends on how you feel. And feelings? They change by the hour. You won't feel motivated every morning. But you can have a habit every morning. As James Clear once said, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. A study from University College London found it takes an average of 66 days to turn a behavior into a habit. Yes, it's hard at first. But once it clicks, it becomes automatic. No more waiting for the mood to hit. Meet Mike, age 59. Mike wanted to write a book about the lessons he's learned in life. For 10 years, he kept saying he wanted to write, but never did. He waited for inspiration, for motivation, but it never came. Until one day, he stopped waiting. He built one simple habit. After his morning coffee, he would sit down and write for 10 minutes. Didn't matter what he wrote, just that he wrote. At first, it was just 2 to 3 sentences. Then a paragraph. Then a page. 1 year later, Mike had finished the first draft of his book. Not because of some magical burst of motivation, but because of a small habit, repeated daily. How to build a habit without waiting for motivation. 1. Start insanely small. Don't aim to work out for an hour. Just stretch for 5 minutes. Write 1 sentence. Walk around the block. Read 1 page. 2. Anchor your habit to an existing routine. After brushing your teeth, write 1 sentence in your journal. After dinner, walk for 10 minutes. 3. Set up your environment for action. Want to work out in the morning? Put your shoes next to your bed. Want to read more? Leave a book on your pillow. 4. Track your habit streak. Mark every day you follow through. It gives you a sense of progress. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is never skip twice. Motivation gets you started, but habit gets you where you want to go. Don't wait for a feeling. Build a system. Because when you have a habit, you don't have to try hard. You just show up. What's one habit you're trying to build in your life? Drop it in the comments below, and remember, start tiny. One small step a day can take you very far. The key to staying joyful, purposeful, and resilient in your later years. Getting older isn't the end of your story, it's a new chapter. A chance to slow down, look deeper, and find meaning in every moment. But how do you stay joyful, hold on to your purpose, and navigate the pain and losses that naturally come with age? Today, let's explore a few simple, science-backed, and soul-stirring truths, so you can live fully in your later years. Living with purpose, the secret to longevity. Research from Harvard shows older adults who feel they still have a sense of purpose live longer, have lower rates of depression, and maintain sharper memory. Meet Walter, 78, from Oregon. His wife passed away 3 years ago. For a while, he didn't want to leave the house. Then, he started volunteering at the local library, reading to children every Saturday. Those kids made me feel useful again, Walter says. He found his purpose again. Try this. Write, I feel purposeful when I, and finish the sentence every day. Find small ways to help others, cook for a neighbor, tell stories to your grandkids, share your life lessons. Joy doesn't come from big things, it comes from gratitude. A study from the University of California found writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day can significantly boost happiness in just 3 weeks, even for older adults. Susan, 74, from Arizona, writes these every morning. The sunlight is beautiful today. My daughter called to check in. This morning coffee smells amazing. She laughs more, worries less, and finds something to smile about every day. Try this. Every morning or night, jot down 3 things you're grateful for, the smaller, the better. Stick them somewhere visible, the fridge, the bathroom mirror, or next to your bed. These aren't magic quotes, but if you reflect on them and live by them, day by day, you'll start to see your life shift. Don't wait until everything's perfect to start changing how you think. Start today. And if this video helped you, share it with someone who might need a little nudge. Because the habits we build, and the mindset we choose, shape not just our days, but the kind of life we get to live. Narrator. Resilience, strength from within. Resilience doesn't mean you're never sad. It means you get back up after the loss, the heartbreak, the pain. According to Dr. Lucy Hone, a grief expert who lived through personal tragedy, there are 3 key practices that help us stay mentally strong. 1. Focus on what you can control. 2. Accept that suffering is part of life. 3. Keep asking, what will help me right now? Take John, 81 years old. He lost his son in a car accident. For 2 months, he couldn't talk to anyone. Then one morning, he listened to a podcast about gratitude. He got up and started walking, just 15 minutes a day. Little by little, something shifted. He began to smile again. Try this. When you're feeling down, ask, what small thing can I do today to feel a little better? Practice light meditation or deep breathing each morning, just 5 minutes is enough. Write a letter to the person you lost. You don't have to send it, just let the emotions out. Social connection, the free longevity pill. One of the longest running studies in the world, the Harvard Study of Adult Development, found what predicts happiness and longevity isn't wealth or success. It's the quality of your relationships. Evelyn, 76, joins a knitting group at her local church every week. No one in the group is wealthy, but they share life stories, joys, grandchildren, even grief. She says, "Here, I feel seen. And I feel heard." Simple steps. Call or write a handwritten letter to an old friend once a week. Join a local community group, art class, choir, church, gentle yoga. Once a week, have an unhurried conversation, no phones, no distractions, just listen. Aging doesn't have to mean loneliness, boredom, or emptiness. You deserve a life full of joy, connection, and purpose, whether you're 60, 70, or 90. Every day is a gift. And you are the one who gets to open it. If this video resonates with you, share it with someone you love, especially your parents, grandparents, or anyone navigating later life. And don't forget to hit subscribe to join us in this journey of slowing down, living deeply, and finding meaning. Letting go of regret, how to focus on what truly matters in life. If only I had taken that chance. If only I had said something. If only I had stayed. We've all said these words. Regret is deeply human. But when left unprocessed, it can eat away at the soul, paralyze the present, and steal the future. Today, we'll explore. Why do we feel regret? How do we let it go? And most importantly, how do we shift our focus back to what truly matters? Why do we regret? Psychologists call it hindsight bias. We look back at the past and think, I should have known better. But the truth is, you didn't have all the information back then. You lacked the experience, the clarity, the wisdom you have now. You did the best you could with what you knew at the time. A famous study from Cornell University surveyed over 1,000 people and found what people regret most isn't what they did. It's what they didn't do. Frank, 67, spent years chasing his career and barely saw his daughter grow up. By the time he realized it, the emotional distance was hard to close. But instead of drowning in guilt, Frank began writing her letters, calling weekly, and rebuilding, bit by bit. Today, they're closer than ever. How to let go of regret. 1. Name the emotion. Don't deny or bury it. Be honest. I feel regret because. When you name it, you begin to take back control. 2. Write a letter to your past self. This is a powerful healing tool. Write to the version of you who made that decision. Speak with compassion, not judgment. Dear younger me, I know you were doing your best. I forgive you. 3. Turn regret into meaningful action. You can't rewrite the past, but you can use its lessons to shape your present. Ask, what can I learn from this regret that will help me live better today? What can I do now, so I won't have to regret again later? Refocus on what truly matters. Once you let go of regret, you clear space for the things that actually matter. Try this. The 5-year test. Ask yourself, will this still matter 5 years from now? This question helps you separate the noise from the truth. Linda, 62, spent years regretting her divorce. But when she looked deeper, she realized staying would have meant living in fear and anxiety. Now, Linda's learning pottery, traveling with friends, living life on her own terms. Letting go of regret isn't forgetting the past, it's honoring what it taught you and choosing not to let it define you. So take a breath. Say what you need to say. Take one small step forward. Because what truly matters is still ahead of you. Subscribe for more soulful, meaningful inspiration every week. Let's grow older with grace, together. 2. Practice daily gratitude. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each morning. It shifts your mind from the past to the present. People who regularly practice gratitude tend to have lower levels of depression, sleep better, and feel more fulfilled. 3. Invest in relationships, not regret. What people regret most at the end of life isn't the job they didn't take or the money they didn't make. It's the words left unsaid, the hugs they missed, the meals they never shared. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be there. Every new day is a chance to begin again. A blank page you get to rewrite with love, forgiveness, and wise choices. Regret is just a sign that you cared. Now it's time to care forward. Live in a way that leaves no room for regret. If this video spoke to you, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear this today. Drop a comment below. I choose to let go of regret and live for what truly matters. I read every single one. Have you ever caught yourself talking to yourself? Not out loud in a crowded room, but quietly, in your own mind? A gentle voice that says, "You've got this." Take a deep breath. Let it go. It might sound strange, but this habit, self-talk, is one of the most powerful tools used by the wisest and most resilient people in the world. Today, we're diving into why wise people practice self-talk, and how this simple habit builds both confidence and inner peace. What is self-talk? It's how you speak to yourself, in your head. It can lift you up or tear you down. It can empower you, or limit you. Psychologists call it inner dialogue. And research shows the quality of your inner voice can shape your entire reality. One study from the University of Michigan found that people who talk to themselves in the third person, like they're coaching a friend, experience less anxiety, better focus, and greater calm under stress. Instead of saying, "I'm such an idiot," try, "You made a mistake, John, but you're learning. It's okay." That small shift? It can change everything. How wise people use self-talk, real-world examples. 1. Marcus Aurelius, Roman Emperor. This Stoic emperor wrote in his journal almost every night. But it wasn't for others. It was a conversation with himself. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Through war, betrayal, and loss, self-talk kept him grounded. 2. Oprah Winfrey, media icon. Oprah often talks about the power of affirmations and self-reflection. She once said, "I talk to myself. I train myself. And I forgive myself." From poverty to public criticism, It was her self-dialogue that helped her rise and keep going. 3. Real person, Jack, 67, Vietnam veteran. In an interview, Jack shared, "After the war, I had nightmares. Anxiety. But every morning, I'd say to myself, 'You're still here. You made it. Do something today that makes you proud.' That voice, it kept me alive." How self-talk builds confidence and inner peace. You coach yourself with compassion, like a supportive mentor. You shift from "I can't" to "I'm learning." You remind yourself of past wins, no matter how small. You speak gently to yourself in stressful moments. You separate emotion from identity. Instead of "I'm a coward," say "I feel afraid." You forgive yourself with kindness. How you can practice self-talk today, step by step. Step 1. Give your inner voice a name. Make it personal. Familiar. Coach Mike. Kind Aunt Linda. Wise Grandpa. Let that voice guide you. Step 2. Use the third-person trick. Instead of saying, "I'm so overwhelmed, try this." "You're doing your best, John." Just take it one step at a time. Step 3. Write it down. Journaling helps you clarify your inner voice. Ask yourself, "What am I feeling right now? If my best friend were in this situation, what would I say to them?" Step 4. Replace judgment with curiosity. Instead of saying, "Why do I always mess things up?" try, "What can I learn from this?" Step 5. End the day with self-gratitude. Say to yourself, "Thank you for showing up today. You didn't quit. I'm proud of you." Wise people aren't born with unshakable confidence or eternal calm. They build it, word by word, breath by breath, through daily conversations with themselves. Because when the world gets loud and the future feels uncertain, your most powerful ally is the voice within you. So today, speak to yourself the way you'd speak to someone you deeply love. Because that just might change your whole life.